What's going on, family? It's your backyard gardener. I am in my backyard today, having a serious conversation about when you're growing fruit trees. You have to be mindful of the space, and you have to be mindful of the location where you put your fruit trees. Let me walk with you just a little bit through the orchard, and I can show you what I'm talking about, and I can show you how I got to this point that I am now, because I knew that this was going to happen like 3 years ago, that I was going to come across this problem. But let me show you what I'm talking about. Okay, this is my orchard that I put in about 3 years ago. Now, I believe I had this conversation in one of my live streams from last year about wrong place, wrong space. The wrong place, wrong space is in reference to where you put your fruit trees, or any tree for that matter, that you're planting in the ground. This orchard is about 30 feet in length, 10 feet coming this way. So this will be, if I was to allow my trees to grow taller than this will definitely be the wrong place. Why? Because as I tilt the camera up, we have overhead wires. And these overhead wires can become quite a problem for us if you're growing your fruit trees. So you got to look up, make sure you don't have any objects or anything in your way of that tree growing. The reason why it's not a problem for me is because I don't anticipate. Every time I do a commercial, y'all, the ice cream man come. Hold on. Okay, the reason why it's not a problem for me is because I don't anticipate my trees getting any taller than 8 feet. Why? Because I'm not going to allow them. I prune them back every year, and I'm going to keep pruning them back until they get the message of, I don't want you to grow upward. And after so many prunings, it will do that. So this is a typical example of the wrong place to put a fruit tree or any type of tree that you're planting. Why? Because of the overhead wires. So you have to pay very close attention to that. Now let me show you something else. Over here, this is my Red Haven peach tree. Excuse the background noise. 1 second, please. Okay, so this is an example of wrong space. Why is it wrong space? I'm going to show you. I put this tree in about 3 years ago. It was a little whip, a very small little tree that I had in a container, and then I put it in the ground and it took off. But if you look, I'm going to explain to you why it's the wrong space. You see how close back there that trunk is to the house? That's pretty close, right? Let me show you on the other side. Pretty close to the garage, which is causing it to have, now it's full of fruit. Fruit is everywhere. And fruit makes the tree heavy, makes the limbs lean. So look at here. Boom, 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 boom. Leaning. My whole tree has a serious mean lean. So guess what? This tree continues to grow like this. It will continue to be dependent on crutches. You see that? It's called the tree crutch. Right here, I have one that I've already put on here, and I'm going to put another crutch on here. Why do I have this on here? Because this limb, and some of us seen it before, some of us lost some trees. This limb is loaded with fruit. Let me show you. And that ain't even half the size that this fruit tree is going to get. The fruit. The more bigger the fruit get, the heavier this limb is going to be, and the possibility of this limb definitely snapping. I'm going in here anyway to thin out some of this fruit. But look, if I take you to an angle right here, you'll see where I have the crutch propped up. If I take that crutch off, this limb sags almost to the ground. Wrong place, wrong space. Should have brought it out some more. That way my tree wouldn't have been pushed this way, and it would grow straight up the way I planted it. So this is just a tip for everybody that's growing fruit trees, that are planning on putting their fruit trees in the ground. You have to remember, there's a wrong place and there's a wrong space. So we have to make sure we get it right. My cherry tree right here, same thing. If that tree get any bigger, it's going to hit these cable wires. But I don't anticipate my tree getting any bigger because I keep it trimmed back for my backyard. So, this is your backyard gardener giving you a tip on planting fruit trees. Happy gardening, everybody. And this is the end result. My trees are on crutchers.